Every game has bugs in it, whether they're easy to exploit, such as Mario Kart 64's Frap Snowland shortcut, or extremely difficult to perform even once, like Super Mario 64's Carpetless. Donkey Kong 64 is no exception. In most cases, these bugs are beneficial to those who use it, and often become useful in speedruns or challenge runs to save time. Sometimes they skip hard elements in gameplay, or make certain tasks beatable when restrictions are placed. However, there's one glitch that doesn't obey this whatsoever, and this glitch is severely detrimental to both speedrunners and casual players of Donkey Kong 64. This glitch made 101% impossible for many, and still catches out people to this day. This is the Helm Medals glitch. Hideout Helm is the final level in the game, and tasks players to shut down K. Rool's death laser, called the Blastomatic, that is set to blow up Donkey Kong's island. The reward for completing this task is 5 banana medals, 1 battle crown, 2 banana fairies, and a final boss key in the game, all of which affect the percentage counter that is shown when you are in the file selection screen. The glitch in question in this video occurs only on the US version of the game, and happens to all those who beat Hideout Helm without collecting all 5 medals and then reset the console before discovering their mistake. Understandably so, this glitch has happened a lot. But why does it happen? Donkey Kong 64 stores progress in 3 different ways: integers, permanent flags, and temporary flags. Integers are used for storing amount of items that you have, such as the amount of gold bananas Donkey Kong has in Jungle Japes. These values are permanently saved to your file until you delete it. Permanent flags are used for storing progress that can be represented as either a 1 or a 0. For example, collecting a Nintendo coin is a flag, since you either have the coin, which is represented by a 1, or you don't have the coin, which is represented by a 0. Like integers, these are permanently saved to your file until you delete it. Temporary flags are a little different. Like permanent flags, temporary flags represent progress that can be labelled by a 1 or a 0. However, these are used for events that will reset upon a power down of the Nintendo 64 console, and will not be saved to your file. These include whether you've watched the long versions of the boss introductory cutscenes, whether you have punched the metal grates in Hideout Helm, and whether you have powered down a certain section of the Blastomatic. The reason for this glitch does not lie in these temporary flags existing, but instead the fact that whether the game sets the medals as collectible or uncollectible is solely determined by these flags. After turning off the Blastomatic the intended way, all these temporary flags will be 1, meaning that the sections of the Blastomatic are powered down and the medals are collectible. However, as stated earlier, after powering down the console, they'll all be set back to 0, meaning that they'll be uncollectible. The final nail in the coffin to this glitch is that the game stores whether the Blastomatic is on or off as a permanent flag, meaning that it is saved to your file forever. Once the Blastomatic is powered down, the barrels which are responsible for powering down the individual sections disappear, and with it leave no possible way to set these temporary flags back to 1 to make the medals collectible again. With the medals uncollectible, players could be down a maximum of 1%, potentially locking them out of collecting 101% on their game file without performing any glitches. With this bug in the US version of the game, it wasn't too long until the developers realised their error and found a fix for the final 2 versions of the game that would be released in Europe, Australia and Japan. Their method of fixing this bug was to set the medals as collectible if either the relevant temporary flag is set or the Blastomatic is off. With the condition of the Blastomatic being off being added, there is no scenario which can occur in glitchless or glitched play where the medals are permanently uncollectible. The interesting fact about this patch is that, unlike many patches within video games, where patches cause time losses in speedruns, this patch currently saves time for both RTA and tool-assisted speedruns. For the US version of the game, where this bug is included, the RTA record for completing all of Helm is currently at 12:56, and the current public task record is at 10:34. And for the PAL and Japanese versions of the game, where the bug is not present, The RTA record is an 11:37, and the current TAS record is a 5:41. The reason this saves time is that you can skip straight to just doing Diddy's barrels and Helm and turn off the Blastomatic without doing the first 8 minigames. After this point, in the PAL and Japanese versions, all the medals will become collectible because one of the 2 conditions has been met for the medals to become collectible. This is not the case with the US versions. Glitches are a main part of speedrunning in several senses, but sometimes they can be a detriment to the entire game. While this cannot be rectified ever with Donkey Kong 64, let's hope that no game in the future succumbs to this terrible fate.